What's up there, Bat fans out there? Troy to the Max Extreme sitting in this chair.
And Ghost Hunter Dave right over here.
Together we are IMPERIUS REX.
And we are continuing our Bat-YEAR series on the Miller Time Train, where today we are going to discuss Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns.
So crack a few open and sit down and try to enjoy this.
Lights out! Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Going over the seminal work, The Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller, Lynn Varley, with Klaus Janson doing inks. Coming out in 1986. This one, everybody references, takes the world by storm.
Oh my god.
And has been a popular work ever since its creation.
And I believe it was Frank Miller's first take on Batman, too.
Was it? I didn't know which one would have come out first, year one or this one.
This one.
Okay.
This one was first,
all
actually.
Right.
Yep.
Ooh, how do you like that?
I love it. Troy, what do you think of Dark Knight Returns?
Well, let me give you a little history on it.
Okay.
Of myself reading it.
All right.
When I was getting back into comics, of course I looked at the list of things you need to read as a comic reader, things like that stuff. So you see like Watchmen on there, you see this on there, you see a whole bunch of stuff. So I picked this up, read it, wasn't thrilled with it, to be honest.
Okay.
Read it again
Shots
a few
fired.
years later,
and
liked it way more.
Okay.
And then the animated two-parter movie came out, which I personally really like.
Oh, I love it.
The score to that was amazing. I love RoboCop as Batman. I thought that was a good voice choice. And then I went and reread it after the movie and liked it a little less. So I think now that I've read it a few times, I'm going to like it as much as I ever have. And if I go return to it more, especially after reading more Miller stuff, I think I might tarnish it a bit. So it's kind of like that nostalgia bit where I don't want to return to it very much because I don't want it to depreciate, you know?
I completely agree. I loved it the first time I read it, though. And I think I read it a couple times after and always really enjoyed it. But I feel like the most recent time, it was more like I felt like I had to get through it.
It's very wordy.
Yeah, it's a dense book. So much of this is told through tedious newscast exposition.
This and the other book we're going to talk about later.
Yes.
Yeah.
My God. I see where Spawn got that,
oh my God.
that trope from, where they were constantly having a variety of newscasters just telling you the plot.
Right.
In this, it's okay, but I think it kicked off an age where it's like, oh, I'm just going to have the Dark Knight Returns newscasters setting the scene.
Exposition.
We're starting off low on this. I love this book.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best Batman books ever. I would say it's probably my second favorite. After reading Year One again, I think Year One might have overtaken this, actually. And before that, I would say this is my favorite Batman.
Right.
But looking back at it objectively, I'm like, oh, there are things that kind of irk me about it. And I'm just looking at it like, man, if a different artist was on this, I would have taken to it this most recent read a lot better.
I'll disagree with you about the art, but I know I get where you're coming from.
But to set this up, this is Frank Miller's first take on Batman, and it is a Batman in the far future where he is retired, he's been out of the game, and the city is like at its breaking point.
Yeah.
There's also a heat wave going on, so it's the boiling point, you would say. And everything is culminating to the return of Batman, where Bruce Wayne has been living his life as like an alcoholic. He's grown a mustache, nice solid Viltrumite mustache.
Oh my God, is it?
He's kind of living on the edge. He doesn't have anything to live for. It opens with him in like a race.
Right.
With a very poorly drawn race, where it's very difficult to see what is happening in the panels. But he's like spinning out of control, and he's like, this would be a good death. Where he's really like, I don't care anymore.
Right.
I could go out like this.
He needs some sort of adrenaline kick, something to like, something to live for, I guess, to get his heart ticking.
Or to die for.
Or whatever.
Yep. He wakes up in the middle of the night, naked in the Batcave. Alfred finds him. He's like, Master Bruce, is everything okay? What happened to your mustache? And you see, like, he sleep-shaved his mustache off. I love that detail.
I always forget that. And every time I go back to it, I'm just like, that seems like just a weird thing. That is so weird. A weird detail.
Oh, I love it. Batman, can you imagine Batman with a mustache?
I would love Batman with a mustache.
He's going crazy in his own mind.
Right.
And it all just culminates into this, like, insane delirium he goes into where this giant bat breaks through his window. The insane Miller Batman has risen up, overtaken mild-mannered Bruce Wayne, and now he's back on the prowl. And he's loving it.
But this one doesn't, like, go extreme over violence. Like, there is that point where, like, he pushes, like, a guy out the window, or the guy falls out the window and, like, nicks his artery.
Yeah.
And he's like,
you tell me what I want, or else you're gonna bleed to death. I'm the only person that can save you. Take you to a hospital in time.
So I like that, because it's the thing that's like, I don't have to save you.
Right.
So the guy's like, oh shit.
The funny thing is, like, this was written earlier than All-Star Batman, quite a bit earlier, and Batman in this was like, he's a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then when All-Star comes along, it's like, oh, Dark Knight Batman is kind of mellowed out since he was in his prime, and he was just like crippling people for kicks. So reading them back to back, it's like he's not quite as violent as he was in his prime, but yeah, he's still like, if you hadn't read any of Miller's Batman before that, he's a take no prisoners type of Batman.
For sure.
He's not killing them in the streets, but he's crippling them without
without
worry. Yep.
One of my favorite things, it's like the big shot of the lightning bolt behind him, and he's like doing his weird karate pose or whatever. I really like the scene where that comes up, where the police are like chasing two separate goons or whatever, and then Batman comes back onto the scene, and the policemen are like, oh, we're in for a good one tonight.
Yep. And they do that in Dark Knight Rises, in the Nolan movie, which is cool. Yeah, they do a little call out to it.
And I like that whole scene where like Batman's just taking out people, but he's still like working out the kinks, like, oh shit, I'm gonna be sore tomorrow or whatever.
Why am I climbing this rope?
What happened to the thing that could just zip my heavy ass up there?
And also with his resurgence, Joker snaps out of his catatonic state that he's been in for years in Arkham Asylum. He sees Batman's back on the news, and he gives the first hint of a smile, and he says, like, darling. Which in the animated version, that's how the first volume ends. And they kick in that orchestral swell.
That score is so good.
So good.
We should cut that little part in right here, because I just want to hear it later.
Alright, we got it.
Batman. Darling.
In the movie, too, I really like the way it's done, and I like just the bluntness that Peter Weller gives to it. Like, this isn't a mud hole, or this is an operating
table, and I'm the surgeon.
And cracks his arm, and then the score swells up again, and it's like, holy shit!
But before that happens, Batman's first excursion back onto Gotham is to rein in Harvey Dent, who has had plastic surgery to correct his evil Two-Face persona, and now he's completely healed, but there's all these double crime sprees going on. Batman suspects it's him. It is. And even though he's fully physically well. Emotionally, he's a wreck.
Yeah.
He still sees himself as this monster. He sees himself as 100% a monster.
Right.
And Batman stops him, and Batman sees a bit of that in himself, too. I look into him and I see a reflection, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, I like that, because he's been fighting back. He's been holding this Batman persona at bay for years, and now he's let him out, and he's like, what have I done?
Yeah. This one, and as well as Year One, shows like more nuance to a character. Just like subtle things, so it's not like a blatant hammer hitting you with something. It shows like...
As he does much later. Yeah. If he's letting that all-star Batman out, let God help us all. He is a fucking maniac. So then we go on, and we meet a new Robin in the form of Carrie Kelly, first female Robin. Gordon has married Sarah at this point. From Year One. But Gordon doesn't play a huge role in this. He's just kind of stepping down from Commissioner. Yeah. And Yindel, is that her name, is taking over, and she has a strict anti-Batman policy. So Gordon is just kind of stepping away, and he's like, good luck, Bruce. You know, Godspeed. I'm not going to be there to help you anymore. So you're on your own now. But he's not, because he's got Carrie Kelly now. That's right. He saves her from an attack, an ambush of the mutant thugs, this gang of young punks led by this just belligerent mutant leader he's referred to as, with the pointiest damn nipples I've ever seen. I don't know what is up with that.
I don't know either.
But he's just this almost like Bane-style villain.
Just about.
Who just is saying, like, I'm going to destroy Batman, I'm going to destroy Gotham City, we're going to rape, pillage, whatever. Yeah. It belongs to the mutants. Slice and dice. Yes.
Like we both went for something different.
Chicken legs, licking chegs. They have a very strange futuristic slang.
Yeah. Which isn't so bad in this, but when we get to Strikes Again, there are some panels that I thought were unintelligible with that future slang.
Balls nasty.
We should have got Ron and Don shirts.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
Yeah. So Batman saves Carrie Kelly, and she ends up taking up the mantle of Robin, and there's a little bit of a learning curve, but she's figuring it out, and eventually Batman loves her. He's like, he takes her under his wing as the soldier that he always wanted Dick Grayson to be, I guess. Like, they really shit on Dick Grayson in the manner of speaking in this. The Bat Tank makes its appearance in this. This is like the first fully armored Batmobile. Right. Which, like, goes right up on the mutant leader and like points the barrel at him.
I love that panel.
It like curves so with the hill.
Yeah.
And then Batman decides, like, I'm gonna fight him one-on-one, mano-y-mano, and kind of gets his ass kicked by him. Yeah. Batman's a bit out of shape, out of practice.
Right. Thought he could take him.
Couldn't.
This guy's got youth on his side.
That's right.
And pointy nipples.
So Carrie Kelly saves him from the mutant, and she drags him back to the Batmobile. And I like this moment where Batman introduces himself as Bruce. Yeah. He says, like, who are you? And she's like, Carrie Kelly. Robin. Yeah. And he says, I'm Bruce. Yeah. And over the loudspeaker, Alfred's like,
abort! Shut up, you idiot!
But I do like that, like, instantly he realized, I like her. Yeah. I'm gonna let her in. Yeah. So then, he takes her back to the Batcave with him. He heals up. And he goes back for round 2 with the mutant leader and wipes the floor with him.
Yeah, smokes him.
Oh, I fucking love this. This is like the epitome of Dark Knight Returns, I feel like. His fight in the mud pit with the mutant leader is so good.
It is really good.
It is brutal, and Batman just goes in, like, with a plan, breaks his bones, and lays him out, and then wins over the favor of every gang member there. Yeah. Where they, like, instantly join the Bat cult.
Immediately.
There's also the moment where Batman saves this kid from these 3 mutant gangbangers, and it is BVS pulls this right from it, where he breaks through the wall, grabs this heavy machine gun, and they even have the dialogue the same, where he's like, I'll kill him, man! And he's like, I know. And then he shoots him. So I'm guessing Snyder saw that, and he's like, see? Batman kills! Batman can have a machine gun! Yeah. But that is directly from it. I didn't realize how much that was.
Oh, yeah, it's
But it's like panel for panel.
Drop it. I said drop it! I'll kill her! Believe me, I'll do it! I believe you.
So yeah, Batman is a murderer in this. He doesn't want to, but at that point, I can't blame him. Mm-hmm. You know?
He's at the end of his rope.
Yeah. They're gonna kill a kid. And Batman has the choice of either shoot him with a gun, which he doesn't want to do, but like, well, if you don't, you're letting him kill the kid, Batman.
Yeah. Listen, on my watch, I've had plenty of kids die.
You know how many Robins I'm up to?
I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah. There's a Jason in there somewhere.
But this is the first instance that you bring up Jason, that he said that Jason Todd has died as his Robin. Because in current continuity, Jason Todd, I think, was the Robin in 86. And Dick Grayson's gone to be Nightwing.
Yeah.
I think so. I can't remember when Tim Drake was introduced. But that was the first little tidbit of, like, Jason Todd is going to die. And then later on, in continuity, they have that call-in thing where they kill off Jason Todd.
This was before the call-in?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Jason Todd would have had to have been the Robin in 86.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Mm-hmm. Then we get into issue 3, where we get the first appearance of Bruno.
Right, yeah.
Like, holding up a liquor store, and Batman is dressed as, like, an old bag lady. And continues to fight as the old bag lady for the entire sequence.
Yeah.
It is so weird.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird.
I don't get it.
Every time I see it, I'm like more off-put by it, but I think it's kind of fun. I don't know what my feelings are about it.
Yeah. But in the middle of the fight, Superman makes his first appearance. The blue blur rushes through, like creates earthquakes around the world.
Yeah.
Like, calm down, Superman. You'll get there.
Take a chill pill, bro.
And basically kind of gives Batman a warning. You gotta tone it down. Like, we must not remind them that giants walk the earth. That scary laugh of yours. Sure, we're criminals. We've always been criminals. We have to be criminals. That's what Batman tells him. And that's what he says to Green Lantern in All-Star Batman.
Yeah.
So Frank Miller really does tie it together here.
Yeah.
The laugh of Batman, his maniacal laugh, and he does say that exact line in All-Star Batman. So it's like, all right, I guess, yeah, it does fit. All right, Frank.
Regardless,
we have to accept it at this point.
It's kind of actually amazing that, like, all the titles that he wrote, all dispersed in different parts of time, connect really well to each other.
Yeah, I don't think any of them actually flow chronologically in the way they were published. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
But he does kind of tie them all together.
Yeah.
Nothing sticks out. Like, there's no glaring errors.
No.
Now we have Joker kind of coming into the forefront in this issue. And these are long issues. These are like 50, 60 pages.
Yeah.
They're a prestige format.
Yeah, this whole trade's only 4 issues, and it's
thick.
dense.
Yeah. It's like it's longer to read than Batman and Robin, which was 9 issues. Yeah. Joker agrees to go on a talk show, like David Letterman, essentially. David Endocrine, I think is what they call him.
Yeah.
To discuss with his psychiatrist, Dr. Bartholomew something.
Bartholomew Wolper.
That Batman is the cause for his affliction. And Batman's resurgence is just adding fuel to the fire.
Yep.
And Joker's like, yeah, I'll do that. And then he goes and kills everyone in the audience with the help of this weird doll maker henchman he has.
Right.
Who creates these life-size child flying dolls. Which is the one standout moment of this where I'm like, I could have done without that.
Yeah.
Especially the scene of
where
him just riding it as it's flying through the air.
it's like
just emotionless. Yeah, but he releases a Joker gas, kills everyone in the audience, including our beloved David Endocrine.
Oh no!
And Bartholomew Wolper. And then Batman's like, alright, I've had enough. We're gonna take Joker down for reals this time. And it all culminates to this showdown in the Tunnel of Love. As Batman and Joker square off in this amusement park. and Joker's just offing people left and right.
Yeah.
And Batman and him are fighting. Batman slings a batarang right into his eye.
Yeah, sick.
And Joker shivs him a couple times. They're both like bleeding out. And Batman snaps his neck, right?
Yeah, but not enough to kill him.
Nope.
Yeah.
And Joker's like, oh, you couldn't even do it. And then he says, like, I'm going to kill myself and you're going to get blamed for it. And that's going to be my final, like, stick to you. And Joker proceeds to, like, snap his own neck. He's, like, paralyzed, but he has enough juice left in him to snap his own neck as he laughs. And then Batman's left there bleeding out with Joker dead. What he says is, whatever's in him rustles as it leaves. And before that, too, as he's fighting him, he says, from the beginning I knew there was nothing wrong with you that I couldn't fix with my hands. With my mitts. So then we get to the last one, which is the dramatic showdown between Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Reagan calls in Superman.
Yeah.
You know, boy, I need you to go in there and you know...
I need you to stomp out this bat problem.
Yeah, pull him up by the short hair. Yeah. And Superman, in the future, has essentially been reduced to like a government stooge.
Yeah.
So he's like, yes, sir, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Enjoy your third term, Mr. President. And it comes down to this big battle between Superman and Batman.
And this is like the part of the book that like everybody remembers. This is like the mutant fight, and when Batman armors up and kicks the shit out of Superman. I personally really like this too.
Yeah, I do too.
I like I don't necessarily like that Superman is like a stooge to the government, but it fits in the story.
Yeah.
And I also like that a Batman, can defeat this overlord if he wanted to be, the Superman.
Yeah.
So I think that's really awesome.
Yep.
He doesn't do it by himself. He does have help from Carrie Kelly and Green Arrow, a one-armed Green Arrow.
Because he makes a mention that Superman took his other arm at some point. So he's been itching for payback. So yeah, Batman has it all lined up. And again, this plays out very much like BVS.
Yep.
Where he's got like different things in place to shoot him with missiles and all this. And then the kryptonite bomb that goes off in his face. Compliments of Green Arrow. And then Batman just wallops him. He's in this robotic suit. And just piss pounds him.
Done really well in the animated movie as well.
Yeah, they flesh it out a bit more.
Oh, quite a bit. Everyone wanted to see that, so they go whole hog into that. And at the end of the fight, after Batman has taken it to him, the line at the end where it's like, I want you to remember at the end of your days that I was the one man who beat you. I was like, holy shit. Because that line is expertly delivered, I think, by Peter Weller, too. He just, like, really says it to stick it to him.
He says it's past time you learned what it means to be a man. And then he also says a line that they do right in BVS, my parents taught me a different lesson. The world only makes sense when you force it to. That whole thing is right out of this, which I completely forgot. And while this is happening, Gotham is in flames, too. Gordon is like orchestrating an assembly line of people passing pails of water around. And then you got Batman leading the former mutants, now Bat Boys.
Sons of the Batter.
On that gallant steed.
Oh, that is such a good... I want to see Batman
on a horse.
On a horse more often.
Yes. It's operatic, as
Very
it's been
much
told many times. Like, what a crescendo that this ends on. And then it ends with Batman essentially beating Superman. And then having a heart attack? And also at the same time, Alfred has like a heart attack or a stroke or something. As he detonates Wayne Manor. And the whole thing comes crashing down. Batman's master plan, like, remove all trace of this.
Really a well-fitting, big, as you said, operatic, dramatic ending to this whole story.
Oh, so good. Feel bad for Alfred.
He really
stuck it out. Just a lifetime of servitude. Like, well, Wayne Manor's done.
He had to be like 100 years old at this point, too.
And then we find out that Batman faked his death. He took something that like slowed his heartbeat down. He was buried. During his funeral, Carrie Kelly's waiting around to like dig him up. Superman hears a faint heartbeat and like winks at her like, oh, you got me again, Bats.
You done did it.
Yep. And then we cut to Batman in a new cave, with his army of bat people and Carrie Kelly at his side, and he says, "This will be a good life. Good enough."
Yeah.
Great.
Great ending. I also really like that ending with Superman, too, because it shows that he's not, like, a big piece of shit stooge so much.
Yeah.
He's in on the game, and he's like...
You go ahead, Bruce.
You dog,
yep.
you.
You got me.
You
Keep
got
on doing
me.
it.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
But yeah, it wraps up perfectly. It bookends, this will be a good death, and now he's old, but like he's revigorated, and he's like, yep, here we go, starting over.
Yep.
And the thing is, he's 55 in this.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is 56.
Oh, okay.
He's not that old.
Right.
Have you seen the last Mission Impossible? Like, come on, man. If Tom Cruise can do this, get back on the horse, Bruce.
In the future 80s, who knows how time works?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, overall, there we go.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns.
A good plus.
Great piece of comic literature.
Yep.
Something that we touched on many times in the show, but
Yep.
I felt like we really needed to give it its due.
Right.
And it is amazing.
Right. I actually, going into this, I really didn't feel like we needed to touch a lot on it because it's such a popular thing. But, you know, yeah, we haven't ever really talked about it in depth. I don't think ever, really. No. Not even off camera. So I'm glad we did.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it deserves every piece of praise it gets. So what should we... Whoa, what do we got there?
Hold on.
What's this?
What
do we got?
Hello? Oh, hey!
Who's that? What, interrupt? Know we were doing a show here?
I don't know if they... Hey, didn't know we were doing a show.
Okay, well, let them talk.
All right.
Put them on.
What do you got to say? Hold on, let me put you on speaker.
Okay.
IMPERIUS REX, Ghost Hunter Dave, droids are the max. I'm calling in to talk about BATYEAR. Sorry about that. I'm choking on some lunch. This is Mikey P, and I wanted to talk about Batman Hush, which I noticed was omitted from your schedule for the rest of the year, and I'm glad because you guys would review it better than I could. Like so many others, Jim Lee was this artist that changed my world, and before this, he was sort of like sliding into a legend from the past. But this comes out, and the art was just like on another level. It's the best Batman art of all time. And Jeff Loeb gets every villain in there seamlessly somehow, and it just keeps things suspenseful and mysterious the whole time. I have fond memories of tracking down the single issues of various local comic shops the day of its release. Not specifically to Batman, but Gotham Central is one of my favorite runs, which added so much more to Gotham City and the police and its relationship to Batman. The cops all felt like real people, and Montoya's story alone is worth the read. Despite all the comics and movies, though, I think my favorite version of Batman and Gotham might be the video game Arkham City. But I don't really want to talk about it or recommend it, though, because you guys have enough on your plate, okay? Thank you. Peace.
Yeah, cool, bro. All right, see ya.
That's great. I'm glad we installed that.
Glad they chimed in.
Yeah, that was so good to hear.
Yeah.
So good to hear. All right. So, what do you think now? Do you need another beer or anything? You good?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Should we pause? I also need to piss.
Oh, yeah, I could go again.
It's gonna stay? I didn't get it on the Velcro, but I think it'll stay. Such a slender waist. But anyway, that's it. So join us next time for The Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, you bet. And until next time, I've been Chart of the Max Extreme.
And I've been Ghost Hunter Dave.
We've been Imperious Rex. We'll see you later this week.